Thank you, Jen, so much. I have a quick follow-up on Peter's question and then two more, if I may. If the United States and Ukraine are so close together, working together in close coordination, why does the White House say an invasion is imminent and Ukraine say it is not?
Well, I think I just said that our assessment is the same as it was last week, which is that we're watching, obviously, tens of thousands of troops build up at the border. We can't get in the mind of President Putin, but obviously an invasion could happen at any time. But we have not made a prediction of that. The president has not made a prediction of the timing. And again, we'll let others assess what tens of thousands of troops at the border means.
And yesterday, Ukraine and Russia sat down for the first time in a long time, along with France and Germany, without the United States, and they agreed to keep the ceasefire in eastern Ukraine and talk again in 2 weeks. Does the White House believe they can bring peace without the United States being involved in the talks?
Yeah, we fully support international efforts, including the Normandy format, which is what you're referring to de-escalate the situation and negotiate a diplomatic resolution to the Russian-led conflict in eastern Ukraine. We stand ready to support any sincere efforts at progress from all sides, and of course this is a positive step.
One more, Jen. Besides the crisis in Ukraine, this week alone, ISIS launched the biggest attack in Syria in years, beheaded a police officer in Iraq. In a video again, the UN chief said Afghanistan is hanging by a thread. People are starving and freezing after the United States left the country. So is this what American leadership or America back look like? And can you say this is a winning foreign policy?
That was a lot racked up in that question. What is your question exactly?
I'm asking, we see things happening with ISIS that we haven't seen in years, launching big attack in Syria, in Iraq. We see people in Afghanistan hungry, starving, freezing. In the United States, I'm asking, yesterday you were asking the question, what happened the last year, after 1 year president in office, in foreign policy, and you say America is back. So my question is, just yesterday we saw so much happening in the world. Is this what American back means?
Well, ISIS has been a terrorist organization for many years through the course before President Biden took office. They've been terrorizing people for many years. That is not new as of the last year. And we have spoken out about that at every time when it has been appropriate to do exactly that. I would say the president's role over the last year, as I've talked about a bit in here, has been rebuilding our relationships around the world that have been were frayed during the prior 4 years, reminding other countries around the world that we are a reliable partner, a reliable ally, and the fact that we have had more than 100 engagements with countries around the world at a range of levels and formats as we look to the aggressive behavior of Russia speaks to that, speaks to it doesn't happen by accident. That's why we have a united front as we're looking at the potential actions of President Putin. So I think that speaks to the work the president has done over the past year. Go ahead.
A question about Brazil very quickly, my country. So the White House says Brazil is a strategic partner in the hemisphere, but so far, 1 year after in office, President Biden hasn't spoken yet with the Brazilian president. I wonder why that conversation is still, I know there is a lot of other priorities, but why just completely ignoring this conversation with Brazil? I know that Brazil is pushing to have this conversation.
Well, our Secretary of State, our chief diplomat, spoke just a few weeks ago with his counterpart about our shared priorities, including a need for a strong, united response against further Russian aggression against Ukraine. We're obviously consulting broadly across the board, and so I think that certainly is an appropriate, very high-level engagement, and when there's a call with the president, we'll let you know. Go ahead. I think we're moving on.